In the headlines, Inspector General of Police issues stern warning to 21,000 police personnel deployed for Osun election. High Court issues new directions to hold virtual hearings of cases on elections. Police kill suspected armed robber, recover items in Edo. On the foreign scene, European Union gives Croatia final approval to adopt euro currency in 2023. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I'm Dashan Hussaina Usman. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alibaba, has deployed senior police officers for the July 16 governorship election in Osun State, promising tight security for the exercise. According to him, the police will not hesitate to arrest and prosecute anyone found wanton throughout the period of the exercise to be conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission. He gave the warning on Tuesday at the stakeholders meeting organized by the electoral umpire in Osogbo, the state capital. He's also said 21,000 security personnel have been deployed for the governorship election. The deployment, according to the IGP, is not meant to intimidate law-abiding citizens, but tame undemocratic moves. He assured eligible voters to go out and exercise their franchise without fear, saying that 332 wards of the 30 local government areas of the state will be well secured. Similarly, the Independent National Electoral Commission says it has relocated the polling units situated in controversial areas ahead of the governorship elections in Osun State. INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner in Osun, Professor Abdulgani Raji, disclosed this on Tuesday at a stakeholders meeting organized by the electoral umpire in Osogbo, the state capital. The REC also hinted at the conversion of voting points to polling units in a bid to ensure the expansion of voter access to polling units. He confirmed that all non-sensitive materials to be used in Saturday's elections have been batched to the polling unit level and ready to be conveyed to the various registration area centers. He stressed that polling officials have been prepared for the exercise and ready for deployment, adding that the security personnel in the state have been trained. According to Professor Raji, the collection of permanent voters' card at the registration area and ward levels is ongoing to ensure no eligible voter is disenfranchised. He, however, declared that INEC would stop the collection exercise on Thursday, while massive voter education and awareness will be conducted across the local government areas. Chances of Labour Party winning 2023 presidential election appear slim, going by lack of structure and the needed national spread. An Abuja-based political commentator, Jide Ojo, said this while featuring on a Trust TV flagship program, Daily Politics, on the emergence of running mates to presidential candidates of the party. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports.
Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi had picked Senator Yusuf Baba Ahmed as his running mate. Jide Ojo is of the opinion that the Obi-Datti ticket is a winnable one, with the pairing of a technocrat and an academic, but will likely be hindered by lack of solid political structure at various levels to market the candidates.
Obi is like a rolling stone, moved from APGA to PDP, from PDP to Labour Party. Buhari, with all his court followership in northern Nigeria, and go and check the records of Buhari from 2003, he already have name recognition pan-Nigeria. Former head of state. Buhari could not win in 2003, in 2007, in 2011, until 2015. Why did they win in 2015? The structure that we are talking about.
Speaking against the backdrop of monetization of Nigeria's electoral space and presence of two powerful and rich politicians as presidential candidates of the ruling party and the major opposition party, Ojo said this will further jeopardize the chances of the emergence of a new political powerhouse.
When you bring technocrats, people who are called politicians will tell you, this is us. As they say, there is no, INEC will not count your prayer points. We saw it during the primaries. Those who are very eloquent, very articulate, very this and very that. What was their performance during the party primaries? Money is the name of the game. Can these people spend APC or PDP?
The build-up to the 2023 elections is seeing unprecedented youth interest in the country's electoral participation, which is triggered by mass mobilization by other political parties, threatening to change the political landscape, which is expected to increase the turnout of voters. Shapir Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Still talking politics, the senatorial candidate for the Nasarawa South Senatorial Zone of People's Democratic Party, Mohammed Ogoshi Onawo, has decried the decision taken by the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Tinubu, to run on Muslim ticket, saying it is insensitive to the existence of different ethnic groups in the nation. The former House of Representatives member stated this in an interview with Trust TV in Lafia, the state capital, on Tuesday. He said although Tinubu has the right to choose whoever he sees as capable of ensuring victory for the ticket, the decision was, however, divisive and capable of further dividing the country along religious lines.
Inasmuch as somebody will want to argue that it's not the religion that matters, it's the quality of the people that are going to be put forward to serve the country. But we must know the workings. We must think that God did not put us together for nothing. In a family today, you find Muslims, Christians sharing the same mother and father. And they should not be discriminated against because they are not of the same faith with us.
Former gubernatorial aspirant of the All Progressives Congress in Rivers State, Tonye Princeville, has resigned his membership of the party following the announcement of a Muslim running mate by the presidential candidate of the party, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Princeville, in a letter addressed to the party chairman, said he cannot argue for equity in his state and defend inequity in his country. He said though he appreciates his leader, Rotimi Amechi, and all his efforts, he can no longer defend the decision of the APC in fielding a Muslim ticket. He warned that the move by the party has set a dangerous precedent and described it as insensitive to believers of other faiths in the country. The Federal High Court has issued new practice directions that allows for virtual hearing of cases and electronic service of notices on lawyers. This is to provide for a fair, impartial, and expeditious determination of pre-election cases. The new practice directions, which was issued by Chief Judge of the Court, Justice Jones Oho, forbade judges from granting more than 2 adjournments to any party in an election dispute. It also provided that interlocutory issues touching on the jurisdiction of the court shall be suspended and delivered at the stage of final judgment. On crime, the Akwa Ibom State Police Command said its operatives are on the trail of a roadside patrol dealer in the university town in Orukanam local government area of the state. Police Public Relations Officer in the state, Odiko McDonn, explained that the suspect was declared wanted for setting a 200-level student ablaze. It was gathered that the victim had bought petrol worth 500 naira from the suspect and later discovered it was adulterated when it failed to start his generator. He was reported to have returned the petrol to the seller and demanded a refund of his money from the suspect, an action that resulted in an argument between them, which led to the suspect setting the victim ablaze. The victim was later rescued by villagers, students, and the Vice-Chancellor of the university alerted. The Edo State Police Command said its operatives have killed a suspected notorious armed robber in Benin City. The Deputy Police Public Relations Officer, Edo, Jennifer Iwegbu, disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday. The command spokesperson explained that the divisional police officer in charge of Ugbo Division received a distress call about an armed robbery operation. The police responded and were engaged in a crossfire with the suspects. According to Iwegbu, the police operatives overpowered the suspects, killed one of them, and recovered some items including a pump-action gun and 5 live cartridges. Moving to health, Zamfara State government worries over children under 5 infected with hepatitis B. The Executive Secretary, State Primary Health Care Board, Dr. Ismail Tukur, made this known during an awareness campaign on the disease targeting the 14 local government areas of the state.
The Executive Secretary, Zamfara State Primary Health Care Board, Dr. Ismail Tukur, disclosed that there are 19 million cases of hepatitis B in Nigeria. It is against this background that the Zamfara State government is conducting free screening exercise and creating awareness to residents of the state on prevention against the disease in the 14 local government areas of the state. He said the idea is to identify those with hepatitis B and prevent it from spreading further. Dr. Tukur explained that the source of transmission of hepatitis is vertical, from mothers to children. It is for this reason and other reason he said they are targeting women of childbearing age, adding that the state government is offering free screening exercise and vaccination to guard against the spread. He advised women to ensure they deliver their babies at health facilities so that after 24 hours the baby can receive the hepatitis B vaccination, which efficacy is between 80 to 90%.
What is actually happening is implementation of baby show and also awareness creation on hepatitis B vaccination and also screening of hepatitis B. So, and if you look carefully, you find out that we are also integrating all other services like nutrition, routine immunization, COVID-19 vaccination, childbirth spacing activities, and all other basic services that are being provided. So this is the aim, to integrate services and also ensure that they are being delivered in an integrated manner.
The Executive Secretary said the board is carrying out integrated services such as baby shower, nutrition, routine immunization, COVID-19 vaccine, screening and awareness creation on hepatitis, among other things.
You're watching Trust News Update, coming up after the break. Okay, we apologize for that. We'll be back shortly. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. You're still watching Trust News Update. Here's a recap of our major stories. We told you that Inspector General of Police issues stern warning to 21,000 police personnel deployed for Osun State election. We also heard that High Court issues new directions to hold virtual hearings of cases on elections. Moving to more news, blind students of Jada Special Education Boarding House have made a passionate plea to the Adamawa State government to come to their aid. A cross-section of students who spoke on condition of anonymity said sometimes they spend 2 weeks without getting a meal from the school. The students claim that even when they get the food, it is not suitable or safe to eat. They say this forced many students to go out on streets begging for alms, a situation that is demeaning. An anonymous source said about 1.3 million naira is earmarked monthly for the feeding of the students, comprising primary, junior and senior secondary school sections, but to no avail. Speaking to Trust TV, Principal of the Special Education Center, Jada Adamu Alhaji Umaru, said in the past they received assistance from government, non-governmental organizations, Central Bank of Nigeria, philanthropists, religious groups, and the rest. But according to the students, the help does not reach them.
Wanda za a sa miyan karkashi wake ma kai to wake ma babu abincin nan wacewa gashi nan yanzu ana rabawa kenan kowane yaro ga abin da ake sa masa shinkafa kwano daya wake kwano daya.
Camels are unique animals used in transporting goods from one place to another, especially in Arab countries and sub-Saharan Africa. Camels are also a showpiece as people ride their backs during festivities, while as a beast of burden, the animal can work for days on a farm. What people don't know is that in northern Nigeria, less is known about how the animals are slaughtered and processed for consumption. Abdullahi Yamadi visits Katsina Abattoir and tells us more.
Camels are found mostly in the desert, arid and semi-arid regions of northern Nigeria, Niger Republic and other North African countries and the Middle East. One of the amazing features of camel is that the animal can go without water for 14 days. This is because of the inbuilt reservoirs camels have, which can last for many weeks.
Ko mutanen da likitoci suka hana cin nama da yawa sun bari. To amma yanzu sun dawo dalilin.
We sell more camel meat here than other animals, and the reason people prefer it is because they believe it cures some ailments. This is because the animal eats a lot of leaves from different species of trees.
Wanda yazo shi kuma na raƙume ke so gashi akwai sabanin dai kada mutum yazo babu abin da yake so.
In Katsina State, hundreds of camels are killed every day. After separating the meat from the skin, both are processed for ready consumers.
Camel meat is sweetness and is okay. Because of that one is sweet. The sweet is different than others. That is why.
Camel meat is redder in color than other animals, but it takes more time to cook than cow meat, ram meat, or goat meat. Experts say meat and milk from camel have high nutritional value, as important as its urine, which they claim is also medicinal.
Most especially, if you come to the proteinous side, it is very proteinous, it is low in cholesterol and low in fat, and it contains high mineral, that is from iron, calcium, potassium, magnesium, and the rest, and it is also high in vitamin. Camel milk have a nutritional benefit to the body. As I said, it's almost the same thing with the meat. It is used in curing some skin diseases. So medically, we don't advise of camel urine.
Necessity, they say, is the mother of invention, Many farming communities, especially in northern Nigeria, are beginning to embrace the use of camel as it is easier to maintain and difficult to rustle. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
As Nigeria's population hits 216 million by November, experts have warned that the current population growth rate has consequences if not speedily addressed. A cross-section of respondents in Abuja expressed concerns over the rate of the population growth. Musa Luka reports.
Population is one of the human factors to be celebrated in the society. Any society that fails to grow in population is at risk of extinction. This gave rise to nations to track down their population growth to harness their social realities. But in most cases, with high population, there is expectation of great human capital, higher economic growth, and production capacity, among others. In Nigeria, census was conducted in 2006, marking Nigeria's population to 143 million. From 2006 to date, there is an increase with 73 million, marking Nigeria's population to be 216 million, making the country the sixth most populous country in the world. However, experts have warned that the current population growth has consequences if not speedily addressed. They said there is need for government and all stakeholders to take urgent measures to address the situation. Abuja residents expressed irritation with the government's inability to harness the population for national development.
It's supposed to be a blessing, but we fail to utilize the number. Because, for example, in China today, anything produced in China, if you own a company in China, first of all, you are sure of the markets in your country because the population is there. But in Nigeria here, where the government failed to educate the citizen, many of us are not employed. Many of us are not educated. So, in other words, the population now become a cause, because if you check what is happening in the country today, is the insecurity, the hunger, this is linked to the high population that government failed to plan for.
Nigerian population, instead of being a blessing, is a curse to Nigeria because the government have failed to prepare for the incoming population and hereby making the population to be a curse to Nigeria.
The number of people is always a blessing. Singleness does not fight a war, whether it is poverty or military or banditry or terrorism. I think it's good, it's population to invest. But then we must inject adequate, sufficient guideline to maintain life, housing, where to live, and then the job to do, yes, and then what to eat. This is the something of life.
Musa Luka, Trust TV News, Abuja.
On the international scene, European Union finance ministers have given Croatia the final approval to adopt the euro single currency on January 1, 2023, replacing the Croatian kuna. Finance Minister of Czech Republic, Zbyněk Stanjura, who holds the EU's rotating presidency, says on Tuesday that it is the first expansion of the currency bloc in almost 8 years, just as the euro has dropped to its lowest level against the US dollar in 20 years. He congratulated Croatia for becoming the 20th country to join the euro area. Adopting the euro offers economic benefits stemming from deeper financial ties with the currency's bloc members and from the European Central Bank's monetary authority. In sports, Commonwealth Games organizers have barred Northern Ireland sprinter Leon Reid from competing in Birmingham following a security risk assessment. A statement from Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland said it was disappointed to confirm that track athlete Leon Reid has been denied entry to the Birmingham 2022 Commonwealth Games following a security risk assessment. The 2018 Games medalist Reid was found guilty in February of allowing his flats to be used to produce crack cocaine. The 27-year-old was handed a suspension sentence and ordered to do 220 hours of unpaid work by Bristol Crown Court. Reid was named a Northern Ireland's team, but the Birmingham 2022 organising committee has now denied him entry. And finally, Manchester City midfielder Rodri has signed a new 5-year contract until the summer of 2027. The Spain international, 26 years, has made 151 appearances for Pep Guardiola's side since joining from Atletico Madrid for a then-club record £62.8 million in 2019. He has won 5 major honours during his time at Etihad Stadium, including back-to-back Premier League titles. With this, we've come to the end of Trust News Update. Don't forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Darshan Hussaina Usman. Thanks for watching.